Hi, she's Trixie, and I'm Sarah, and this is Our Yarn World, a place where we come to share the love of yarn crafts and how it gives to us and how we hope it makes your life better too.
Yes.
We are on episode 91 today. We missed you guys last week because we were dealing with, what was it?
He was sick. Kenya
was sick.
and then Olivia got sick.
So, yeah, kiddos were ill and we had to make a good judgment call there to be able to decide what we were going to do about it all. But now we're back with some updates and some great ideas, and we hope that you enjoy yourself. If you are in the middle of a project, feel free to pull it out while we just kind of sit and chat with you guys today.
Yeah. And I'm going to start with this baby blanket. I did finish it, and it's so pretty. It worked up so nice as a fabric. Although, and like I said, when I started this, I paired it with a regular 4-ply yarn.
With all the fuzzy yarn?
Yeah, because it was just too hard to find the stitches.
Right.
And it just came through so beautifully. And so I have the pink, and then I have the blue, and then I had a variegated, and that variegated had all the colors in it, and then I had a darker green, and then I came down to this another blue. So it wasn't, it all works together, but it's not going to be the pink blue as I was hoping. But I have scrap yarn, and that's what I use.
It's your favorite thing.
Mm-hmm.
Make
It
scrappy
is.
blankets.
And so, you just pair it with another yarn, and you just work it through. It's nice and heavy. It could be a weighted blanket for a baby.
Mm-hmm.
It could be you set it on the floor, let the baby just, wiggle and move around or whatever.
Yeah.
So, it's 36 by 36, and that is the size for Project Linus. And so that's going to go to Joann's in the box and be somebody's favorite little blanket, I'm hoping. We had the manager of our Joann's here last night, my husband and I did, and my husband was teaching a eBay class, and she was taking it, and we got to talking, and I showed her what I was doing and told her that we had a YouTube channel. She's going to check us out. But I just told her, I showed her what we do around here, and she's just so excited that, we promote her store and everything, and we do. We talk about her store all the time because we're there all the time.
Yeah.
So, and
I showed her place to go.
I showed her some projects that I did around here, and I said, well, I got those beads at Joann's, and my daughter made the gnome, and we got the yarn at Joann's, and just showed her all the stuff, and she's just like, wow, you guys do a lot. So we're hoping that it's going to be a good union. Knowing the manager, and I didn't know her before last night, and she's a really nice lady. And so just having our craft be one of those things where, we're starting to get a little bit of notice. It's kind of neat. It's fun. But I wanted to talk about the second blanket I'm making here. This is a new pattern for me, and I am having fun with it. I'm just having to think a lot more. And when you have to think a lot more, it's, although I can do this now, it's just, I'm used to just being able to do my thing, watch TV and do my thing. This is a little bit more thinking.
It's part of the reason that I like to listen to audiobooks or things that only require me to hear and not.
Yeah. I mostly just kind of listen to TV now with this one. So
no.
Yeah, but that's okay. This one is called the Tulip stitch. And
They look so good.
yeah, and I have, shoot.
Go ahead and grab it.
I'm going to go get the yarn because I only brought the one yarn over with me.
No, this is a really very vibrant blanket. I really am enjoying the color combinations my mom chose. It's very, I don't know, just, or like it feels very rich.
Yeah, and I think it's mostly because of this. This is almost like an antique color.
It's like a lace khaki sand color.
Yes. Because of this color, the other colors pop. And so the leaves are this color. The background is the antique lace. I'm not sure what that actual name of that color is. I haven't kept the labels.
I think it's lace from
It is Karen yarn. So
they have like a lace and like a sand and yeah. I've
And
done
then-
that enough times to know.
and then a deep red.
Yeah,
And it's
coming off muted on the the film we're watching it, but like it's a very rich, vibrant red.
Yes.
That's why it's kind of like coming off blurry on the film.
but so this is what it's looking like.
It looks like rows of flowers.
Yes.
It's so cool.
It's tulips. So I just went with the classic red tulip. I have the green leaves, and then the background is that lacy color. And I just think it just comes off so nice. And it reminds me of spring at my grandma's house. My grandma had red tulips. She was a Hollander, and she loved her red tulips. And so it just reminds me of her. But it's one that I'm really, I mean, the pattern is not hard. But the green, well, okay, the antique color, you just do single crochet there and back. And then the green is just a V-stitch. And then you add your red into the middle of the V-stitch, and you do a cluster of five together of double crochet. And so it's just that's the part where I'm really having to think. It's just like, okay, I got to get up to 6 loops on my hook before I can pull through, and then I got to chain 2 so that I lock it in. And I've got room to move over to the next V-stitch. And but what I wanted to also do is I wrote this pattern down into my little book that I have of all these patterns that I'd like to try. But when you want to, it's not a spiral bound, and that would make it easier for me, but I don't have that. So
it's not a spiral bound book.
yeah. So, and I always put that into my to-go bag, you know, in case I want those extra patterns. But to make it easier on me when I'm just watching TV, I just write it down on a recipe card. And I do it in my own language, knowing what I know of the pattern to make it easy on myself. And then, so what I did on this was row 2 is the leaf color, and row 3 is the flower color. So I made sure I wrote those down. Okay, leaf color, flower color, and then when you go back to your base color, then you just do that. And, you know, and each one of these is easy. I can look down and say, oh, okay, now I'm doing the leaf color, so I got to look for that line. Or I'm doing the flower color, so I'll look for that line. And I just do it as easy as that. And so when you write it on a recipe card, you can just look down at it and say, oh, that's what I got to do. And then you just continue on. But that's what I'm saying about this is doing a little bit more thinking. You got to look down at the recipe, the pattern, and you've got to make sure that you're doing it according to what you need to do. But so I'm enjoying it for the fact that it reminds me of spring. It reminds me of my grandma. It reminds me to do new things and to be willing to try new things. I'm really wanting to do that this year, and I think I'm doing that a lot better, knowing that I'm not going to stick to the same old thing. Although I love the same old thing. But you can get into a rut doing that, and I don't want to get into a rut, and I don't want to not love crochet. So I'm trying new things to keep myself very interested. And so that's where I'm at right now.
Variety is a good thing.
Yes, it is. It is. Oh, and by the way, we put a little figurine here by our board, and she says, I love you. My grandfather gave this to my grandmother, the same one that loves the red tulips. And way back in the day. And she's just special to me. But I put her up there on purpose because this will be coming out right before Valentine's.
And we hope everyone a great Valentine's.
Yes. So we're just saying happy Valentine's while we're thinking about it. And that's also why I wore my little silver heart. So, what have you been up to?
Well, so first off, I'm not lazy.
You've had 6 kids. I don't think that's lazy.
And I've been reading. I have shamelessly been reading instead of my crafts because, we sometimes just have to take a break. But part of the reason I was taking a break on my craft was because I don't have the eyes yet.
Isn't that something? This mail system just seems to be...
So, here's the thing. Ladies from the UK bought it on Etsy. She says she sent it, but she didn't put a tracker on it because that would cost an increasingly amount of more money.
Yes.
And so I respect that. I understand, but having it come from overseas has kind of made it very hard for me to be able to navigate where it is. I have bought things on Etsy from people in the UK without a tracker that have made it to me. So I had faith that this would work, but this happened shortly after Christmas. So I don't know where everything is in the mail system. The estimated time in which it was supposed to be here has come and passed already.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it was supposed to be in between the 17th and the 25th.
Oh no.
Of January.
Okay. Well, and you may still get it, but that's the hope, right?
I may still get it. It's only meant for this project. And so for me, it's like, I'm never going to use these eyes for anything else because I special ordered them for this. I've been waiting to do the head because of that.
Yes.
But now I'm at the point where I'm trying to be realistic with myself, being like, I don't want to push this project off any more than I have. I want this to be done.
Right.
Because it's meant to be a birthday present. So it's hard, right? Because his birthday's coming past and I haven't been able to see him yet. And I will be able to give my brother his present, and this is my brother and my nephew. So I'm like, I want to be able to have both of them when I come over. But now I'm like, do I wait, or do I just make eyes myself? I could have just made the decision before doing all this to make the eyes myself, because my husband used his Christmas money on this, on buying me the eyes.
Oh,
that's what's frustrating me. If it had just been money but my husband gave of his Christmas money for me to try to get this done on time for my nephew's birthday, they haven't come in. Granted, that money can be returned even if she doesn't refund. I can just, we're getting our tax money back soon. It's not like it's going to be that big of a deal. He'll be able to spend money on himself. I already have it in my head to make sure that still happens. It's irritating. It's one of those, it rubs.
Yeah.
Because you're like, this was out of a desperate need. I can't blame her, the creator, for our mail system. I mean, I think about how I had created stuff and it never got to the person.
Yeah.
And I'd done everything I possibly could
and that
to navigate it.
That wasn't even overseas. That was still in the States.
So I am not angry with this creator. I know she's a competent creator that has done beautiful work, and she is a very well respected in her Etsy community. I'm not going to trash her. I'm conflicted because my nephew said he did not want a birthday party at this time. He said he didn't want to have it in the winter. He would rather have it in the summer when he's able to enjoy it. So he canceled his own birthday party, like the rogue he is, saying that he will be patient and wait till he can celebrate it in a weather that he'll be able to enjoy it and do something. And I thought that was really kind of nice of him.
For an 11-year-old, that is really mature.
Yeah, so it was one of those like, okay, he knows what he wants. He's being nice about it. I'm not going to be upset. But now I'm put in this weird position of like, I don't want him to think that I forgot his birthday.
Right.
But at the same time, this kind of gives me an opportunity to maybe possibly wait to give him his gift. But how long is too long to wait?
Right. I think you can make the eyes.
But that's the whole thing, is that what if I make the eyes, install them, and then they come? I'm going to be so irritated. Because here's the thing. I know how to make really nice crocheted eyes. It's not like I don't. But I wanted this to look good. And really nice glossy ceramic safety eyes.
Yeah.
Resin safety eyes are always nice. And I special ordered these things to be 60 millimeters. That was over $20 for
Right.
2 eyes.
Yeah.
Painted. I know this artist is good, so I'm irritated because the body is done. The jacket is done. I have to make the head separate, and it will be on a rotation. I'll put a button inside so that it can move. And then it'll be done. I could have made this thing so quickly, because you've seen how quickly I've made things before. But I've been extremely patient out of a need of waiting for the eyes. And now I'm at this point where I have to make a decision. Am I going to make the eyes or am I not? I'm conflicted at this point. I'm going to start the head. And I'll make my decision then, I think. You probably will know by next week what my decision has been, or whether, because I still have to contact this person, see if they have any more information to give me. But if they don't, then I gotta assume that I have to make a decision, because I really want to go see my brother soon, and I'd like to have both these presents there.
Yeah.
And I don't think I want to wait till his birthday party in the summer.
No.
So that's the decision I think I'm making. So depending on what the answer is about the safety eyes, I'm going to have to make that decision. So yeah, and all I have to do is make a pupil, make the color around the eyes, make it the size of the sockets. It won't be that difficult. It's just gotta do it. So I really don't have much more to show than just, hey, I finished the body, and it's really funky.
And it actually stands up on its own.
Can't. Okay. All right.
It's not going to do it now, but it was.
It can. I just have to. I have to find its spot.
There you go. Yeah.
I know you can't see it, but yeah, it's standing on its own. So yeah. Because the feet are made in such a way that it's balanced as well. So, yep, it will be good. I'm not angry anymore. It's just disappointment.
I know.
It's irritating.
Yes.
Just rubs.
To have it happen twice to the same person.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm just gonna have to make a really big decision.
Mommy, look, it is open.
Is it open? My dad's not here to watch Little Man today, so we're just
Probably not for the next couple of weeks anyway.
So it's okay. He's just curious, and he has some of his toys on the table. Hey, can you say hi?
Hi.
Okay. Now be quiet while we finish up our video, okay?
Hey,
Yeah, you got a card?
yeah, this
All right. So yeah, that's just really kind of where I am. I'm just having to make that decision as to how I'm going to navigate this.
Right.
Because, what would you do? Would you wait? Would you just do a lesser value product for what you know you want to be able to present?
He's never going to know that you were going through all this. He's just going to be glad to get it.
I know, but if I get the eyes afterward, after I've given it to him, like, what am I going to make with those? It's the rub. It's the rub of there was never any other reason to buy these obnoxious safety eyes but for this bug-eyed creature.
Yeah. I don't know.
But, all right. Yes, you want to show them the car.
So,
Hey, you.
we have our scripture, which is, be very careful then.
Okay, all done.
Okay. Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity. And that is found in Ephesians 5, verses 15 and 16 in that NIV version. So I'll read that again. Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity. I just think that is such a great verse. When I was reading that in my Bible study this morning, I'm just like, oh, that's the one for today. We got to make the most of every opportunity and be wise about our decisions. Be positive, see things that are positive in other people. If you're critical on everything, or if you're complaining about everything, or if you only see things in the negative, then it's harder to see the good. But if we're a positive influence in people's lives, you can influence. I'm reading what I wrote for my conclusion today in my Bible study, because I was just. You can influence. Be the positive influence in people's lives. Your influence may tip the scale for the betterment of lots of others. You could maybe even start a revival. Just having the love of God and the positivity and everything. Don't miss an opportunity to make a difference for yourself, for others, and for God. That was my conclusion at the end of my Bible study this morning. And, if you tip the scale towards being positive and being an influence on other people for the good, how many lives can be changed by that? And that's what I'm trying to do with my life, what I hope that I'm doing with my life. And I'm better off for it, just knowing that I can help other people just by being positive. So, what do you think about this one?
Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity. Ephesians 5:15 through 16. I feel like this is a very nice way of saying check yourself.
Yeah, really.
Because there's a difference between actually noticing that you're in a room with very grumpy, shady people, and you perceiving it that way because you're in a bad mood.
Yes.
There's a difference. There is real, and there is you having a lens on your eyes because you're in a bad mood.
Right.
And there are some experiences that we can navigate through a lens of our own making because we choose to be a thermometer instead of a thermostat.
Yeah.
Affected by the environment around us instead of turning it down on our own scale. Yeah. And there are opportunities where we could choose to learn and just have fun and experience and be present and be mindful of what's going on instead of just chalking it up to the same old thing. Your smile, your willingness to put down the phone and just talk to somebody, to not just ignore everything around you, or to perceive everything as a threat or just on your bad mood. That there's a difference between literally being in a bad mood and encouraging it to maintain its course of being in a bad mood all day because you just want to validate that feeling at the expense of other people.
Right.
When you could just sit here and actually learn from people of all walks of life.
Right.
And be able to possibly pass on something good to another person by possibly pulling them out of that mood. And it's not to say that you're responsible for it, but, a simple smile or a simple just remembering their name, saying hi to them, acknowledgement, like...
Stopping to listen to them.
Yeah, like, even today, like, it's sometimes can be very awkward coming out of quarantine to know whether people are going to want you to acknowledge them when you pass them on the street. Mm-hmm. Like, I have no problem saying hello.
Right.
But even the general greeting of, hey, how are you doing? I'm doing good. How are you? Like, I'm probably not going to ever see this person again, but just being like, hello, it's a nice day. Like,
right.
When you're passing them on the street, do you make that acknowledgement? Do you not?
Right.
Do you just head nod? Do you even acknowledge their existence with a glance? Do you ignore them? Like,
right.
How do you do? Well, I was out and about downtown today before I came here, and I'm walking down the street, 2 different experiences. I had this nice elder gentleman, really nice dressed black guy, walking down the street. He notices me and he just gives me this big smile. She's like, hey, how you doing? I'm doing good. You? Great. It's nice that the weather's nice today, and we just passed each other. We're going the opposite direction, but he just was nice, acknowledging, not chill.
Yeah.
He was on his phone, obviously, but he was still open for invitation to just be present in the moment.
Yes.
And then up ahead of me, I keep walking. There's another guy coming my way, and he's this. You can tell that he's kind of closed off. His hand is his phone in front of him. He has earbuds in his ears. He has his jacket covered, and he just kind of slouched shoulders, and he acknowledges me too. He was just very tall. Everything, and he just looked at me, and he kind of gave me like a small smile and just head nodded, and then kept going.
Yeah.
And he could have even not have done that.
Right.
But it's just the acknowledgement that I gave him eye contact meant that he was going to say something to me, even if it was in body language. Exactly. But some people could have just looked away.
Right. Right.
But what did that smile cost? What did that other gentleman just being like, hey, how you doing today?
Right.
Cost nothing. But they could have just given me the cold shoulder. Now, would that have ruined my day? No, but it didn't. It made my day better just to be able to have that really nice conversation with a stranger.
Right.
Like, it wouldn't have killed me to not have it.
Right.
But to have it has only added to my day being a good day.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. A smile doesn't cost anything, but it sure gives a lot of people hope.
Be very careful, then, how you live. Not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity.
Yes.
Ephesians 5:15-16, New International Version.
Yes.
So it's just one of those things where it's just simple, but it's straightforward. That message is just like, you might be more wise than you realize to just acknowledge the room. And, you might not be able to fix the mood, but to even just allow someone to vent when they really need a space to be safe and vulnerable, to be angry even, could do a world of difference. Mm-hmm. Not every single situation is going to be lovey-dovey, but even just reading the room appropriately to be like, do you need to talk? Right. Do you need space? Do you need me to leave you alone?
Right.
Do you need, just being more than aware of the space around you and try to read the room appropriately and never assume.
Right.
Asking questions
is a big deal.
Saves a lot of heartache, and being blunt with people, being like, do you just need to be alone?
Right.
It's okay. I'm not going to be upset. It's not going to inconvenience me to stand up and walk away for a minute if you just need some privacy.
Communication does a world of good.
Because I have these 2 sayings that I say to the kids a lot, and one of them is, we're problem solvers, not whiners. And the second one is ask, never assume.
Right.
Because if you assume and you assume wrong, there's more damage than if you just ask the simple question.
True.
Clarity is a really, really simple thing to search out for in the moment instead of just assuming someone's intentions and getting it wrong and trashing them for something they didn't even do.
Yeah. Or think, or, yeah.
Simple, ladies and gentlemen. Simple. But I feel like this one just like check yourself.
That's right. So with that, we are going to close this video, and we're going to wish you a happy Valentine's Day. Hopefully you can be there with your loved one, but even if you're by yourself, do a self-care day.
Yes.
So whatever you got to do to make it happy for you.
Pick up that book you haven't done, that you haven't read yet. Get some hot cocoa going for yourself. Watch a favorite movie. Do a puzzle with some nice music. Do a spa day. Maybe even just play the video games that you've been putting off.
Yeah, have a nice bath.
You know, whatever it is, just take some time for yourself and enjoy the moment.
You can even crochet.
Or knit. So, as always, we love you guys and we hope to see you in the next episode. And until then, we hope that you stitch your way
To mental health.